And there's this argument that you can improve yourself in these set of traits, and very quickly you will move up and you will become a 10, and then you will have lots of options and things like that. So how do you see that? If there's this argument that, you said there's like this 10% bump if you're more
Yeah.
ambitious, things like that. So
Yeah.
can we stack all those 10% bumps and just become the Chad, the alpha,
Yeah.
whatever these terms are,
Yeah.
and then all the dating options are yours?
This is a very, very tempting metaphor. I mean, it feels, it's so funny. It feels like a video gamey metaphor to me. I mean, I was a big video game player, especially in like the late 80s, early 90s. And so it really
Level up
grabs.
is like the phrase around this kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a very video game
right?
term.
Yeah. And you can imagine like sort of arraying your stats like it was some sort of like you were leveling up your character. Okay. So does attraction really work this way? My answer to that is yeah, but mostly no. The part that it gets right is that when people are initially meeting, I mean, this is definitely true on the apps, but even when people are meeting face to face for the first time, there's reasonable consensus about who's desirable and who is not. And now I'm making judgments about desirability writ large. So all of the traits are feeding into that judgment. Okay. So whatever it is, whatever things you might want to do to yourself to level up, how desirable do people find you? So there is agreement there. I think that agreement is less powerful than a lot of people think. So a useful thought experiment to like help people to wrap their heads around this go something like this. Let's say that our job was to judge the like dateability of a particular woman that we had just met. And the question is, do you and I agree, dateable or not dateable? If we have just met her, we're going to agree about 65% of the time. So that's higher than 50-50, but again, it's not like 98%. So there's a reasonable amount of disagreement there. That disagreement ends up being very important. We can come back to that. But yes, there is real consensus there. The important part, and I think where this metaphor of leveling up, it goes too far, it sort of becomes the only thing we think about, is that 65% is not fixed. That's what happens when people initially meet. As people spend time and get to know each other, especially in settings where they can't opt out because, I don't like you, so I don't want to interact with you anymore. And there are lots of settings like this where we keep interacting with people over time. Maybe you share a class with them or a workplace with them, and there's a million ways we keep interacting with folks. That 65% starts to go down. So we agree less and less about who the desirable people are. And in fact, if you're looking at like mixed gender groups of friends and acquaintances who have known each other for a long time, they agree about who's dateable, but like at like a 53% rate. I mean, that is better than chance, but it's not much better than chance.
Okay.
And that's, I think, the thing that people miss is that networks can substitute for a leveling up process.
To go even deeper on these ideas, you can watch my full episode using the link in the description or the box on the screen.